Hello, everyone. Welcome to Preterist Papers. My name is Patricia Bailey, and this is the 103rd discussion in this series, and it's titled Astrology in Revelation. You can find this free printable 2-page PDF at preteristpapers.com. Scripture reveals that the constellations of the zodiac were part of the Hebraic worldview. In addition, the zodiac has an unexpected consistency across cultures, indicating these zodiacal figures were likely established before Babel. Some propose that the zodiacal signs reveal the gospel in the stars. This theory posits that God made and named the constellations to tell the story of redemption. In fact, some speculate that the figures of the zodiac, which cannot be discerned unless they are taught, may have been known as early as Seth, the son of Adam. However, in this study, we will seek to show that Revelation 12 references astrological signs that may disclose the date of Jesus' birth, as well as broaden our understanding of God's creation and the way He has revealed Himself. We know that God reveals Himself through His creation, but Psalm 19 in number 1 goes even further. Not only does the heavens speak of God's power, but it also speaks God's knowledge. Paul cites these verses saying, "The heavens had taught the gospel to the ends of the world." A surprising statement. Number 3, we need to make a distinction between the current profane astrology and a God-centered astrology, which maintains God expresses Himself through celestial signs, as stated in Genesis 1 and Psalm 19. God-centered astrology seems to have guided the Magi to follow the star, for example. Number 4, Daniel, who lived in Babylon in the 6th century BC, was appointed chief of the magicians, astrologers, and diviners because of his wisdom and abilities. Daniel may have influenced and or taught Babylonian astrologers regarding the coming Messiah. The names of Chaldeans and Magi both indicate astrologers. Number 5, the Bible refers to the zodiac and constellations as part of the Hebraic worldview and names the Pleiades, Orion, and the bear and her cubs. Isaiah speaks of a sign of the Virgin, another name for Virgo. Number 6, in Genesis 1, God declared the celestial bodies were to be for signs. In Revelation 12, 2 signs are named, the woman clothed with the sun and a great red dragon. Number 7, to establish the likely date of Jesus' birth, we are using the outstanding research of Ernest L. Martin that reveals 3 BC was the year that Mary and Joseph were required to go to Bethlehem for the census, as documented in Luke 2:2. This was the occasion for the crowding in Bethlehem, leading to the infant Jesus being placed in a manger bed. Martin's book and the audio are available for free online. We are taking Virgo, the Virgin, to be the woman clothed with the sun in Revelation 12. This constellation occupies about 50 degrees along the 360-degree path of the sun called the ecliptic. The sun was in the torso area of the Virgin from August 27th to September 15th in 3 BC. The moon was at her feet from 6:15 to 7:45 p.m. on September 11th. A Jewish day begins at sunset, which means the day runs from evening to evening. It appears this sign indicates Jesus was born within the first 2 hours of September 11th in 3 BC. From astronomical records, we know that this particular day was a new moon and the first day of Tishri. This is remarkable because it was the very first day of the Jewish civil New Year, the Feast of Trumpets. Not only that, but the Feast of Trumpets was the traditional day from which the reign of Judea's kings were reckoned. In addition, only 3 days later, Jupiter, the wandering king star, was conjunct Regulus, the fixed king star in Leo, the lion. Jesus is called the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Number 9, we believe the dragon is Hydra, which extends over twice the length of Virgo. Hydra is just outside of the line of the ecliptic next to Virgo. According to legend, If one of Hydra's heads was cut off, 2 more would grow in its place. Please see Preterist paper number 101 and 102 for our historical interpretation of the dragon and the woman. Number 10. After Jesus' birth, many remarkable conjunctions occurred. It was as if the heavens erupted with astounding signs which would have riveted the attention of the wise men. There were 3 conjunctions of the royal wandering star, Jupiter, with the royal fixed star, Regulus, in September 3 BC, in February 2 BC, and in May 2 BC. Regulus is the brightest star in the sign of Leo. The dance of these 2 royal bodies in Leo would have amazed the ancient world. Adding to the wonderment was the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus in June 2 BC. These are the 2 brightest celestial bodies in the heavens. It's thought that the wise men believed Jupiter was the star of the King of the Jews. Please note that Jupiter can appear to stand still when it's in retrograde. In conclusion, John's vision of the woman clothed with the sun appears to be the constellation of Virgo and was a sign for the birth of the Messiah. Psalm 19 reveals that the heavens speak God's knowledge, and Paul extends that to the gospel. Some Bible scholars believe the zodiacal figures were the way God spoke salvation to mankind. We need to at least acknowledge there may be something here we don't yet understand, or knowledge that has been lost. Thank you for listening.